So we call that peripheral devices. Okay. So what is the input output devices? I think you all use these input output devices with your computer, laptop, so on. So input output devices or peripheral devices is any external devices that provided input and output for the computer. So from peripheral devices or input output devices, we can input some signals, some data. So we can input something. We can input something using the input devices. What are the output devices? Output devices, we can get something out from our like monitor. From monitor, we can get images, we can get graphics from our monitors. Okay, so input devices means it's like keyboard, mouse, pen drives, so on. Okay, so sometimes we call this as I/O devices, input output devices. Those things we have more than these input devices like keyboard, mouse, then touch pads, then pens, uh, then USB drives. Likewise, we have more than 100 input devices was. Then what are the output peripherals? Then output devices. Output devices are monitor and printer. Not only those two, we have more than two output devices. Okay, so then external hard drive also some input output device. So it can input and it can output. Then this is the architecture of our computer. So we have input unit. We can input our devices to our CPU. Then from our CPU, we can connect to our output unit. We can get output from that output unit. So if you want to input something to your computer, you have to use input unit like USB pen drive, then USB port, then USB port, CD disk drive, then floppy disk drive. Likewise, we have input units. Output. So these are some input devices we have: keyboard, mouse, joystick, light pen, trackball, scanner, graphic tablet, microphone. Likewise, you have a magnetic ink card reader, then optical character reader, barcode reader, then optical mark reader. So keyboard, you can input keys. Input keys using keyboard. Then mouse, you can, that's a pointer device we have. To use our computer, we need a pointer device like mouse, touchpad, then trackpad. Likewise, you need to have a pointer device. Then joystick, we are using this joystick for playing games. Then there is some joystick pointer devices also. So you can use this joystick for input signals, then light pen, trackball, then scanners. Scanners are, we can scan some images, text, we can scan some papers and input that data to our PC. Then microphone, using microphone, you can input voice to your PC or laptop. Then magnetic ink reader, then optical character reader, then barcode reader. You all know about barcode reader. At keys, you can see a barcode reader. Every that workers on keys, they put a barcode in counter. So using that barcode reader, we can get the details of that product. Then optical mark read also like that. So let's move on to the keyboard. What is the keyboard? So keyboard, using keyboard, you can input keys. So you can input signals using keyboard. So we have some functionality keys in our keyboard. In there, you can see F1, F2, F3. Likewise, you have until F12. That are the function keys. Then we have typewriter keys inside the typewriter. You have English alphabet, then key, number row. Then you have tab, caps lock, shift, control, alt. Then this is Windows key. Likewise, you have some keys. Using tab, you can get a space more than one space. That means it like 10 or 12 spaces. You can using you can use that tab. Then caps lock, using caps lock, we can get uppercase letters using cap locks. And not only that, we have several functionalities for these keys, functional keys. This control, then Windows key. Using Windows key, you can get the Windows dashboard, Windows start menu, then alt key, then this is the space key. Okay, then you have enter key also. Then you have cursor control keys. Using this cursor control, you can move in lines and columns. Okay, using this cursor controls key, you can move in rows and columns. Then numeric keypad. Numeric keypad can There's a numeric keypad, so you can use numbers easily from this numeric keypad. And to use this numeric keypad, you have to press this numlock button. Otherwise, it's not working. Okay. So we have two sizes of keyboards, then 84 keys and 101 keys. So in 84 keys means we have some keyboard without this numeric keypad. That is 84 keys keyboard. And with this numeric keypad, we have 101 keys. Not exactly this count of keys. Some keyboard has some other functionalities, some modern features. Okay, you can get this keyboard price range with 1,000 to 1 lakh, 2 lakh more. Okay, so you can get keyboard in that prices. Then these are the types of keys. We have typing keys. Inside the typing keys, we have letter keys A to Z and digit keys 0 to 9. That means letters and numbers. Then numeric keypad. Numeric keypad has numeric data and cursor movement. Cursor movement means that's like we can use numeric keypad as a arrow keys also. In some times, okay, in some functions we can use as the cursor movement. Then it has 70 keys. Then function keys we have top of the keyboard. We have 12 functions key F1 to F12 in our keyboard top. So each function key has a unique meaning. That means it is specified for unique function. And sometimes F11 is used for get full screen video, and so on. We can create that function. We can create that function. We can specify that function. Okay, then control keys are the arrow keys we have. So we have no control keys are in this slide. Top of the arrow keys we have control keys. Okay, then it has some arrow keys, then home, then end, then insert, delete, page up, page down, control, alternate, then escape. That are the control keys. So we can control our computer using that keys. That means we can go to inside folder, we can exit, then we can shut down, we can do some specific work using that control keys. Then special purpose keys like enter, shift, caps lock, num lock, space bar, tab, and print screen. Okay, some these keys are created for some specific work. Okay, then we have mouse pointer. What is mouse pointer? What is mouse? So this is the most popular pointing device. Without this device, we cannot access our files. We can access, but it hard to access. Using this pointing device, we can point our display. We can point. Okay, so cursor control device having a small palm size box with a round ball at its base. That means that is a out of technology. Cursor control device is out of technology. Okay, that it containing a metal ball inside that mouse. So it when it moves, it get the signal from that metal ball. So that also a pointing device we use in 2010, 2010, 2000 to 2010, like 2000 to 2010, we use those mouse. Okay. Then after that, we got laser mouses. So inside this laser mouse, we doesn't have that metal ball. Okay, so using that laser mouse, there is a laser. Okay, so senses movement of mouse and send corresponding signal to the CPU when the mouse button are pressed. So when we are using a mouse, it gets some signal from the mouse and it transfer to CPU. If I press a if I press on button of mouse, it transfer the signal to CPU and it gets the function of that key, function of that click. So it has a corresponding functions to do. In left side key, we get some it pointing some files, it pointing some space. In right key in the mouse, it get the controls like refresh, then send files. We have to do some function using that right side key. Then a mouse can be used to control position of the cursor on the screen, but it cannot be used to enter text into the computer. So this mouse, we can use mouse for the pointing, pointing the cursor. Okay, so you have keyboard and mouse, but when we are using cloud computers like EC2, then in the computer in cloud, we have to work in terminals. We doesn't have any graphical user interface in there. We don't have any GUI in our cloud computers. So we doesn't have pointing devices there. So we have just only keys. We have to just only keyboard to use our cloud computers. It doesn't have any pointing device. It's hard to use. If you are going to work on cloud computers, cloud service, so you have to train. You have to learn that techniques. Then let's see what are the output devices. So we have two main output devices, monitors and printers. Without printers, we can't see what happens in CPU. Without a monitor, you cannot see what happens in the CPU. So in the monitor, if your display gone, in your laptop, you can't see you cannot do anything with your laptops or PC. So monitor is the main output device we have with our computers. Okay. So then printers. Printers can print some papers or anything. Using printers, we can get hard copies. Okay. Then what are the monitors we have? We have two kind of monitors. First one is cathode ray tubes. Then CRT monitors. That monitors that is with big back. Okay, that are the CRT monitors. Nowadays, we are not using that CRT monitors. We all use these flat panel displays. We have curved displays and so on. So we are using, most of people using these flat panel displays. Okay, so we are calling these monitors as visual display unit. So it display a visual of the CPU. Then inside these monitors, it forms images from tiny dots called pixels. So every monitor has a pixel. We see that pixels. Okay. So to use these monitors, you have to install some drivers to your computer or laptop. Then the sharpness of the image depends upon number of pixels. So in your PC it has 60 hertz, then 90 hertz, 120 hertz, likewise. So it's get the quality of your monitor or it's get the quality of your display. Then these are the CRT monitors, cathode ray tube monitors. So this made up of small picture elements called pixel. In this CRT monitors, its images are quality than the flat displays. Why? It has a cathode inside this CRT monitors. So that's why there is huge back in these CRT monitors. So it get more space in from our space. So it has better image clarity or resolution. It has more highlighted resolution. Okay, so these most screens are capable of displaying 80 characters of data horizontally and 25 lines vertically. That means it like resolution. It not big. It doesn't have a big resolution, but it has quality resolution. So disadvantage of these CRT monitors are it large in size and high power consumption. So in using these CRT monitors, it get more power. So your power electricity bill can be high. Okay, that's the disadvantage of this CRT monitor. Okay, then we have flat panel display monitor. So in this flat panel display monitors, it flat. It very thin. It's like our laptop monitor, laptop display, display thickness. Okay, so in this flat display, uh, flat panel display monitors, it reduces our volume. That means it save our space and weight. It's very lightweight and its power requirement is very low. We don't need to give more power our flat displays. Okay, then we can hang them in our walls, and you can wear them on your wrist. Mean you can there is some thin laptops or thin monitors. You can wear it in your wall. Okay, so we use these flat displays to as calculators, video games, monitors, laptop computer, and graphics display. So you can use these flat display monitors to these purposes. Then we have two categories of these flat displays. One is emissive displays. Second one is non-emissive. Is sunlight or light from sun other source into graphic sunlight or light from sun